Hello everyone. I had an idea for making a fun sort of background for whatever journal page that you're working on. It's not a new technique by any means. We used to do this ages and ages ago with masking tape and painter's tape, but we have this wonderful thing now. It's washi tape, and it comes off real well, and it comes in this nice little 1/4-inch tape. And this is not a real expensive tape. This is probably one of the Recollections cheaper tapes that they make. And I just have some, this is mixed media paper, simply because I'm going to do several techniques with it. So I wanted to have something that would handle all of the wet that I might be going to put on here. You can put your tape down in any design you want. I mean, if you wanted to actually have a design, you could. I'm just randomly putting it down here. Oops. You do want to make sure that it's flat and stuck down. And then you could use any kind of medium you wanted. You could use water-soluble watercolor. You could use water-soluble markers. But y'all know me, and I am not fond of water-soluble media as my base because I like to put lots of wet media over the top of it. So I'm going to use some different things today, but all of them will be permanent. I have alcohol-based markers. These are Sharpies. These are Copic markers. The one thing about the Copic markers, and I don't have a lot of them, but they have a really wide point on them. So, but Sharpie markers are readily available to just about everybody. So I'm going to use a couple of them. That one's kind of a dull color. This particular one is going to be very bright. So we'll just start with these. And what we're going to do is we're just going to color at a 90-degree angle to the tape. So I'm going to go like this. But I'm not going to color the whole thing just because I don't really want the whole thing colored. You could color the whole thing, make it look like stained glass. But I'm going to leave some white. Woo! The marker's smelly. I'm just coloring to a second time to make sure that right along the edge I get it all colored in. Okay? Okay, now I'm going to tell, oh, I missed a spot. We'll color this one in right here. I'm going to tell you that, frankly, this is my least favorite media to do this with. I'm going to show you 3 different things to color with, and I'm going to explain why I like each one best. But the Sharpie markers are the alcohol markers or markers in general are my least favorite media to do this with. Why did I show it to you first? Well, they're also probably the media that everybody has. Pretty much all of us have Sharpie markers. And wouldn't this be fun to do with plain old black and white? I'm sure that plain old black and white would be very interesting. Once we get it all colored, we're just going to pull the tape off and try to get it off of us because it has now stuck to me. And we have this interesting background. Something fun to lay an image over the top. Let's just put an image in. And we have a very interesting page. Okay? So this is my least favorite media, but I showed it to you first because these are readily available. They're inexpensive, and it's a fun things to do. And you could do it with your water-soluble markers. A lot of people have Tombow markers. I just happen to have these. I just don't want to do it with water-soluble stuffs because I like to add wet things over the top. So that's my least favorite media. I've got 2 other medias that I want to show you. The next one is my second favorite, and something that I use a lot. Let me get some of these picked up so that it's just not everywhere on here. I just already put down my tape, and now I'm going to use my Derwent Ink pencils, and I'm going to use them like watercolor so that you can see that this would be a lot of fun with watercolor. I'm just going to bring this in. From the edges. And actually, this is very pretty, and it will make a beautiful background. I always try to go from the tape to the center. I think that it just makes it look more, I don't know. I have no idea why. I just kind of like it best that way. So, and if you want a little more color along the edges, go back and do another little wash of it. Okay, let's pull another color, and first we need to clean out our brush. You really want to make sure you get it clean because otherwise you're going to pick up color. Goodness, apparently I did not get it cleaned out well the last time. There we go. Now this is going to take a little bit to get dry, but not that long. And like I said, if you need a little more color along the edges, just go back with your brush and do a second layer in there. One of the things about the Inktense pencils is they're permanent once they dry. So if it's not dark enough, as soon as it dries up a little bit, you can go in and put in more color. So we just add just a little more wherever it's dry, and we need a little more pizzazz in the color department. Okay, so now let's clean that out and get another color. Oh good, I think we can do it with just 3 colors. You could do as many colors as you want. I'm just trying to show you an idea for another background. Okay, come on now. Let's get that green out of there. Let's go for this blue. After coloring with those markers and thinking about a black and white one, I'm going to have to go in and do a black and white one later. I think a black and white one would be a lot of fun. So once again, I've done something that you could do with a water-soluble media, but this one happens to be permanent once it's done. And you get this great stained glass looking kind of thing. Which is going to make an absolute fabulous background. So now I have one more to show you and give you another idea. And this actually is my favorite of the techniques, or of the media to use for this technique. Now there it is. I had my little doodad there and it's just gotten up and run away. Okay, so these are my archival inks. Okay, and by using archival ink, I will be able, this will be a permanent thing. If I were to use my distress inks, which are water soluble, I could do the same thing with them, but they will be water soluble, so you can't go back over it with a wet media. So I am going to use some colors I haven't used yet, just because I think it will be fun. We're going to use this orange blossom. Now what we're going to do is we're going to ink up the edge of the sponge. Okay, and I'm going to push this away from me. All right, you want to use your inks, but use it where it's pushing away. It's going to build up more of a dark edge at the corner, at the edge of it, and it will be lighter towards the middle. And this is my favorite of all of these different media to do this technique with. I don't know why. It just gives me, I don't know, the look I was looking for. And I find it easiest if I push away, not try to pull it towards me. Okay. Now we need to do a few more of those. Oh, I've got ink on my fingers. I smudged it. You might want to make sure your hands are clean when you're doing this. Now I'm going to do it in a couple of places. So I'll just go ahead and get it done while I turn it away from me. We're going to pull that off of there. And I have a couple of questions to ask you. Which media do you like the best? Which one do you like? The markers, the ink tints, which you could do watercolor, or do you like the ink pads? Which one do you like best? Why? Try to answer down below in the comments section as to which one you like best. I just love how that looks. I just think that is so, I don't know, it has a lot of depth to it. Now this isn't the right color butterfly to put on there, but isn't that the coolest background? So I'm going to back up so you can see all three backgrounds. Get them out here. And granted, they're all very different color. Well, actually, that one is very different in color, but they have a different look to them. Each one has its own look depending upon the media you use. So which media do you like best? How would you use it? And don't forget there's a Facebook. We have a Facebook group so you can show off your art. And I would love to have you come over there and show me how you used one of these backgrounds. But today I'm going to read you a quote from my 1001 Ways to Creativity and see what's next. Oh, this is a good one. Writing gives you the illusion of control, and then you realize it's just an illusion, that people are going to bring their own stuff into it. David Sedaris. Okay, guys, go have fun. Make some art. Bye-bye.